All right, so we're talking Wave Soldering Machine Operator interviews today. We've got some great resources from RoleCatcher to help you get ready.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool job when you think about it. These machines are how all those tiny components get attached to circuit boards in like every electronic device.
No smartphones without wave soldering.
Exactly. And if you're prepping for an interview, RoleCatcher has identified some common questions that come up all the time.
So let's break them down one by one and really give you a leg up. But first, I think it's good to get a picture of what this job actually involves. So what does a wave soldering machine operator actually do on a day-to-day basis?
Well, it's a fast-paced environment for sure. It's all about setting up these really complex machines and operating them to solder electronic components onto those circuit boards.
And we're talking tiny components.
Oh, yeah. Think resistors, capacitors, the itty-bitty things that make our gadgets work.
So it sounds pretty hands-on.
Very hands-on. You're right in the middle of the manufacturing process.
That must be satisfying seeing the final product roll off the line.
Definitely. And as you gain experience, there are even more specialized roles you can move into, like training other operators or troubleshooting the machines.
Oh yeah, like when something goes wrong, it's got to be you to figure it out.
You got it. Or even optimizing the machines for different types of boards.
I bet that takes a lot of know-how.
It does, and there's a lot of growth potential.
Speaking of growth potential,
Yeah.
RoleCatcher's career guide actually breaks down those different career stages. It's really interesting to see how you can start from entry level and work your way up.
Yeah, they talk about moving into those leadership positions even, and they also stress the importance of continuing to learn new soldering techniques.
Which makes sense with technology always evolving.
Absolutely got to stay up to date.
All right, so let's get to those interview questions. RoleCatcher suggests 9 key ones to focus on. And we'll start with a pretty common one. What inspired you to become a wave soldering machine operator? What do you think they're looking for with that kind of question?
I think they want to see your passion. Think about what got you interested in electronics in the first place.
Yeah, like did you take apart every toy you had as a kid?
Exactly, or maybe you have a hobby that involves electronics.
Share those stories.
Even if you don't have tons of formal experience, just that natural curiosity can really impress them.
It shows you're genuinely interested.
Right. It's not just a job, it's something you're drawn to.
Okay, next up we've got, what experience do you have with operating wave soldering machines? So this is where you get specific.
Yep. List any previous roles you've had, any certifications you hold. Things like IPCA 610, JSTD 001, or 7711, 7721 can really set you apart.
Those are the industry standards, right?
Exactly. They show, your stuff.
What if you're new to wave soldering, though?
Well, even then, you can highlight any experience you have with similar machinery or processes.
So transferable skills are important.
Yeah, definitely anything where precision and following procedures were key.
Gotcha. So it's not just about wave soldering specifically.
Oh.
Okay, moving on to quality control, which is obviously a big part of this job. How would you answer the question? How do you ensure the quality of the solder joints?
This is where you show off your technical knowledge. Think about things like preheating temperature control, visual inspection. If you know specific tools for verification, mention those too.
So it's all about proving you understand the process.
Exactly, and that you can produce high-quality work.
And of course, safety is super important too. They're probably going to ask something like, what safety precautions do you take when operating a wave soldering machine?
Yeah, and you want to make it clear that safety is a top priority.
So talk about PPE, right?
Absolutely. Personal protective equipment. And your knowledge of safety protocols, awareness of the hazards involved.
Like the heat, the chemicals.
Yeah, all of that, show them you take it seriously.
Okay, let's get into some problem solving now. A common question is, how do you troubleshoot a wave soldering machine that's not functioning correctly?
This is where you demonstrate those critical thinking skills. Walk them through your approach, starting with the basics like power connections, settings.
And then if that doesn't work,
You move to the more complex diagnostics. Any experience you have troubleshooting other machines can be relevant here too.
so it's about showing you can think logically and find solutions.
Exactly. You're a problem solver.
All right, now for a question about keeping things running smoothly. How do you maintain a wave soldering machine to ensure it operates efficiently?
This is all about preventative maintenance. Talk about regular cleaning, part replacement, adhering to the manufacturer's guidelines.
You're staying ahead of any potential problems,
Right. You're proactive and detail-oriented.
like keeping your car in good shape.
Exactly. Regular maintenance goes a long way.
Okay, question number 7. How do you ensure that you meet production targets while maintaining quality standards?
The classic balancing act. Here you want to highlight your organizational skills, your prioritization strategies.
So how you manage your time efficiently.
Right, and any systems you've used in the past, like time management techniques or process improvement strategies.
It's about showing you can get the work done without compromising quality.
Exactly. Efficiency and quality go hand in hand.
And that leads us to dealing with challenges. They might ask, how do you handle a situation where a board does not pass quality control standards?
Don't shy away from this one. Explain how you'd figure out the root cause.
Like, is it a machine problem or a setup error?
Right. Then talk about your process for reworking the board if possible, and of course, how to prevent the same issue from happening again.
So you're taking responsibility and learning from mistakes.
Absolutely. It's all about continuous improvement.
Okay, last question in this set. How do you stay up to date with the latest soldering techniques and industry trends?
Here, they want to see that you're committed to ongoing learning. Mention industry publications, conferences, online resources, any professional development courses you've taken.
So show them you're not just complacent.
Yeah, you're staying at the forefront of the field.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here, from the basics of the job to some pretty tough interview questions. But before we move on, I want to touch on how RoleCatcher can help you prepare even further.
They have some really amazing AI tools. They can analyze job descriptions and help you tailor your answers to what employers are looking for.
So it's like having feedback on your responses before you even step into the interview.
It is. You can practice your answers and get personalized suggestions.
That's incredible. It's like having a secret weapon.
Right. And they have a huge library of interview questions and career guides, too.
So you're super prepared for anything they throw at you.
Exactly. You go in with confidence knowing you've got the knowledge and the tools to succeed.
All right, so we've talked about the role, the questions, and now this AI advantage. What else do we need to cover?
Well, I think it's important to take a step back and think about the bigger picture. How do you see the role of a wave soldering machine operator evolving with all the new technology coming out?
That's a great point. The industry's always changing.
It is. Things like automation, 3D printing, they're all having an impact.
So adaptability is going to be key.
Definitely. And a willingness to learn new skills.
But for now, let's get back to those interview questions. We've got a few more to cover that can really trip people up.
All right, let's do it. Like one that I always find interesting is, how do you ensure that you meet production targets while maintaining quality standards?
That's a good one, because it gets at that balance between speed and precision.
Exactly. It's a tricky one for a lot of people.
Because you can't just rush through things and sacrifice the quality of the work.
No, you can't. And that's what they're trying to figure out. Can you handle that pressure?
So what's a good approach to answering this kind of question?
I would focus on organization and prioritization.
So like how you manage your time and workflow.
Exactly. Have you used any systems or techniques to stay on track?
Like a to-do list or a specific method for prioritizing tasks.
Yep. Anything like that shows you're proactive and thinking ahead.
You're not just winging it.
And don't forget to emphasize your commitment to quality.
So it's not just about speed, it's about doing things right.
Right. You can mention things like quality control checklists, regular inspections, any system for tracking defects.
So you're catching errors early on.
Exactly. And that shows you're really dedicated to producing high-quality work.
And it's always good to give specific examples from past roles.
Oh, yeah, for sure. If you've got a story about how you successfully met a deadline while maintaining quality standards, definitely share it.
It makes your answer more concrete and relatable.
It shows you've actually done it before.
Okay, so now let's talk about how RoleCatcher can help you prepare for these kinds of questions. Their AI-powered feedback system is pretty impressive.
Oh, it's a game changer. It can really give you an edge.
So how does it work exactly?
Well, you upload your resume and the job description,
Okay.
and RoleCatcher's AI analyzes both of those documents.
To see what the employer's looking for.
Exactly. It identifies the key skills and keywords that are most important for that specific job.
So it's like having insider information.
Kind of. It helps you tailor your answers to what they want to hear.
That's so cool.
And then it gets even better.
What do you mean?
It actually has a huge library of interview questions,
Wow.
and it can help you craft strong, targeted answers.
So you're not just using generic responses?
No, you're creating answers that are specific to the job you're applying for.
That's amazing.
And it can even analyze video recordings of practice interviews.
What? Really?
Yeah, it gives you feedback on your delivery, your body language, everything.
It's like having a personal interview coach.
It is. It's like having someone in your corner helping you prepare for the big day.
Okay, so we've talked about the questions and now this incredible AI tool. Where do we go from here?
Well, I think it's important to remember that wave soldering machines themselves are pretty amazing pieces of technology.
Oh, yeah, they are.
And they've come a long way over the years.
I bet technology has had a big impact on them.
Huge impact. They're much more automated and precise now.
So what kind of advancements are we talking about?
Well, a lot of them incorporate robotic arms now.
Wow.
And sophisticated conveyor systems, computer-controlled settings for temperature and speed.
It's a whole different ballgame.
It is, and it's led to much higher quality and more reliable solder joints.
Which is crucial for electronics.
Absolutely. The performance and lifespan of those devices depend on it.
So even with all this automation, the role of the operator is still important.
Oh, absolutely. They're the ones setting up the machines, monitoring the process, ensuring those high-quality results.
They're like the conductors of the orchestra.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of technical ground, but let's go back to those interview questions for a minute. We talked about showcasing your passion when they ask what inspired you to become a wave soldering machine operator. But how do you make that answer really stand out?
Well, you need to go beyond just saying, I'm interested in electronics.
Right, because that's pretty generic.
It is. You want to tell a story that really captures their attention.
A story that shows your genuine enthusiasm.
Exactly. Think about what first sparked your interest.
Was there a specific gadget that fascinated you?
Or maybe a class you took or a project you worked on.
Those are the kinds of details that make you memorable.
They show that you're not just going through the motions, you're genuinely passionate about this field.
And it's also important to tailor your answer to the specific role.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Look at the job description and see what skills they're emphasizing.
So if they're looking for someone who's detail-oriented and focused on quality control,
You can talk about a project where you had to be really meticulous.
like soldering a complex circuit board,
Exactly, and how you learn the importance of getting every detail right.
it shows them that your past experiences have prepared you for this specific job.
It's all about connecting the dots for them.
And genuine enthusiasm can be contagious.
It makes you more likable and memorable,
It shows you're excited about the opportunity.
and that you're really invested in this field.
So we've talked about passion. We've talked about tailoring your answers. What else can you do to prepare for that interview?
Well, one thing I always recommend is researching the company thoroughly.
Like doing your homework.
Exactly. Go beyond just reading the job description.
So like checking out their website, their social media.
Yep. See what they're all about, what their values are, what their mission is.
It's like preparing for a first date.
It is. You want to know who you're meeting.
And you want to be able to talk about why you're interested in them specifically.
Right. It shows you've taken the time to learn about their company and their culture.
And that you're not just applying to any job, you're looking for the right fit.
Exactly. You're looking for a company that aligns with your values and your goals.
And speaking of finding the right fit, RoleCatcher actually has a tool that can help with that. It's called their employer database.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It has information on millions of companies worldwide.
Millions, wow.
Yeah, it's a massive database, and you can filter it based on your criteria.
So like industry location, company size.
Yep, all of that, and even things like company culture and values.
So you can find companies that are a good match for you.
Exactly. You can create a short list of companies that catch your eye and then dive deeper into their profiles.
That's so cool.
It's like a matchmaking service for your career.
So you're not just sending out applications blindly.
No, you're targeting companies that you're genuinely interested in and that are a good fit for your skills and your values.
That's a much smarter approach.
It is, and it can save you a lot of time and frustration in the long run.
So we've talked about passion. We've talked about tailoring your answers. We've talked about researching companies. What else do we need to cover?
Well, I think it's important to acknowledge the sense of pride that comes from being a wave soldering machine operator.
I think that gets overlooked sometimes.
It does. People don't always realize how important this job is.
You're part of creating all these amazing electronic devices.
You are from smartphones to laptops to tablets to all the gadgets we use every day.
It's pretty cool when you think about it.
It is. You're playing a vital role in bringing those devices to life.
You're part of a global network of skilled professionals.
Connecting the world through electronics.
It's bigger than just soldering components.
It is. It's about contributing to something that impacts millions of people.
That's a powerful thought.
And that sense of purpose can be really motivating.
It gives your work meaning.
Exactly. You're not just doing a job. You're making a difference.
Okay, so we've talked about the technical side of things, the importance of passion and research. Now let's get into those behavioral interview questions.
All right, the ones that really dig into your personality and work ethic.
The ones that can be a little trickier to answer.
Yeah, because there's no single right or wrong answer.
It's more about how you approach the question
Exactly. They're looking for honest and insightful examples that highlight your strengths.
and your ability to learn and grow.
Right. So let's walk through a few common ones that might come up in a wave soldering machine operator interview.
Okay.
One classic question is, tell me about a time when you had to deal with a difficult coworker.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It's designed to assess your interpersonal skills, your
Mhm.
conflict resolution abilities.
So how you handle those tricky workplace dynamics.
Exactly. And the key here is to focus on the solution, not the problem.
So don't dwell on the coworker's negativity.
No, you want to talk about how you address the situation constructively.
Like how you communicated openly and respectfully.
Yep, and listen to their perspective.
And worked collaboratively to find a solution.
Exactly. It shows that you're a team player and that you can handle conflict effectively.
Another common question is, tell me about a time when you made a mistake at work.
Oh, yeah, that one always makes people nervous.
Because nobody likes to admit to their mistakes.
I know, but it's an important question.
Because everyone makes mistakes.
They do, and it's how you handle them that matters.
So what are they looking for with this question?
Honesty, accountability, and the ability to learn from your mistakes.
So you need to be transparent.
Yes, but also show that you take responsibility and that you grow from those experiences.
So don't try to hide your mistakes
No, own up to them, but then explain what you learned from the experience.
and what you did to prevent it from happening again.
Exactly. It shows that you're committed to continuous improvement.
Okay, what's another common behavioral question?
They might ask you to tell me about a time when you had to go above and beyond to meet a deadline.
So this is about your work ethic, your dedication.
Exactly. Your willingness to put in the extra effort when needed.
So how do you answer this one effectively?
Choose an example where you faced a tight deadline but still delivered high-quality work.
And explain the steps you took to make it happen.
Right, like how you prioritized tasks, managed your time, worked efficiently under pressure,
It's about showing that you're not afraid of hard work.
and that you're committed to achieving results.
Now, these behavioral questions can be tough to answer on the spot.
They can. It's good to practice beforehand.
Luckily, RoleCatcher has a tool that can help with that. Tell me about their AI-powered interview practice feature.
Oh, it's amazing. It's like having a mock interview with a virtual coach.
So how does it work?
Well, it simulates a real interview and asks you behavioral questions that are tailored to the job you're applying for.
So it's specific to the role you're interested in.
Exactly. And you can record your answers and get AI-powered feedback.
Feedback on what?
Your delivery, your content, your overall performance.
Wow, that's impressive.
It can identify areas for improvement, like your pacing, your tone of voice, even your body language.
So it's like having someone critique your performance.
It is, and it gives you suggestions on how to strengthen your answers.
So you can really polish your interview skills.
Exactly. You can practice as many times as you need to until you feel confident and prepared.
That's awesome.
It's a fantastic tool for anyone who gets nervous during interviews.
It can really help you overcome those jitters.
And walk into the interview feeling confident and ready to shine.
So we've covered a lot of ground, but I think there's one more thing we should touch on. Those certifications we mentioned earlier.
Ah, yes, the IPCA 610 JSTD 001 and 77117721.
They can really make a difference on a resume, can't they?
Absolutely, they're like a seal of approval from the industry itself.
It's proof that you've met those strict standards and you really know your stuff.
Exactly. It's not just about pushing buttons. You understand the entire process.
And the importance of quality.
For sure, especially for those just starting out. Getting certified can help you stand out from the crowd.
It shows you're serious about this career.
And for those already in the field, it can open doors to promotions and higher pay.
So it's an investment in your future.
Definitely worth considering.
Speaking of investments, let's talk about RoleCatcher again. Their platform is like a one-stop shop for career advancement.
It really is. It's not just a job board. They give you all the tools and insights you need to succeed.
It's like having a personal career coach.
Yeah, they have this feature called Career Compass.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
It's like a GPS for your career. It helps you map out your path based on your skills and goals.
That's so cool.
It takes the guesswork out of things. You're not just applying for random jobs anymore.
You're making informed decisions about your future.
Exactly. You can explore different career paths, research industries, see what qualifications you need.
It's like having a roadmap for your career.
And they have a ton of career guides, too.
Those are super helpful.
They give you a detailed look at different professions, including wave soldering machine operation.
So you can learn about the responsibilities, the skills, the salary range, everything.
It's a great way to get a sense of what a particular career is all about.
And don't forget about their interview question database and that AI-powered feedback system.
Those are game changers. They can really help you nail that interview.
So whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, RoleCatcher has the resources you need.
They do. They're a fantastic resource for anyone in the job market.
All right, so as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of Wave Soldering Machine Operators, I want to leave you with something to think about.
Okay, I'm listening.
Technology is always evolving, right?
At an incredible pace.
So what emerging trends do you think will shape the future of this field?
That's a great question. Well, we're already seeing a lot more automation, and I think AI is going to play an even bigger role in the wave soldering process.
It's fascinating to think about where things are headed.
It is, and those who embrace continuous learning and adapt to new challenges will be the ones who thrive.
That's true in any field.
It is so. I encourage everyone to stay curious, keep learning, and never stop growing.
Well said. We hope this deep dive has given you some valuable insights and inspiration. Good luck with your interview prep and your journey as a wave soldering machine operator.
Best of luck to everyone out there.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.